For this tutorial I'm going to be using heavy foundation BB cream, and then taking a foundation brush, I'm just going to apply it in stripes along the areas of my face where I need it. As usual, I'm going to be using my fingers to blend it out around my eyes because that's just how I prefer to do it. But for the rest of my face I'm going to be blending it out with the foundation brush and also bringing it over the eyelid just to cover up any redness. And once I've covered the entire face, I'm just going to get it to melt into the skin a little bit by pressing my hands all over it. With a beigey blush, I'm just going to be taking a blush brush and I'm going to be applying this along the jawline and also just underneath the cheekbones, and you're going to blend this out really thoroughly. The blush I'm going to be using two different colours. I'm going to be using a dark red and then a really bright red later on, but we're going to start off with a dark red, and you're just going to apply it along your cheeks and then also into your temples, and you're going to bring it down a little bit further than we would normally do and over apply it and really blend it out. This BB cream can leave your skin looking quite oily, and even though I do want it to look glowy, I don't want it to look glowy all over. So I'm going to be using an HD powder and using the same blush brush. I'm just going to really press this into the skin. For my brows I'm going to be using the same black eyeshadow that I always use, but instead of applying it lightly I'm going to apply it really heavily and just really over accentuate every single feature, so try and make the edges quite harsh. And also for the end of the eyebrow, try and make it taper out into a really thin end. Once you've done that, taking the bright red that I showed you previously, we're going to apply that just to the apples of the cheeks and then blend it out. For the eyes, as usual, I'm going to be applying primer. But then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be mixing two colours from the 120 palette, and you're going to mix these two browns together and you're going to apply this all over the lid. So you want to cover your entire lid, but then from the corner of your eye you want to reach it up into the corner of your eyebrow and then bring the colour underneath your eye as well. Taking the same dark red blush that we used previously, we're going to be applying it in the inner corner, in the crease and the outer corner, but don't blend this in too much, we want to leave it quite rough. And then with a shimmery sparkle eyeshadow, we're going to take this and we're just going to apply it in the centre of the lid, but you want to scrunch up your eye so that it will give a fake crease look. We're also going to be using the same loose eyeshadow just underneath the arch of the brow and as a highlight. So you just want to line along the cheekbones and then bring it down along the apples of your cheeks and blend it out. Using my favourite black eyeshadow from Sugarpill, I'm going to be lining the eye and then creating two really rough wings. Don't be neat about this is a great thing about this look. You can be very rough and it will still look good. So you just want to flare it out in little strokes. And then once you've done that, we're going to be lining the crease, and again do it roughly. And then once you've lined it, we're just going to start feathering it all out everywhere. And you want to do these rough strokes to make it look as if, again, it was very nicely blended at one point, but then eventually it just started fading away and melting on the face. Create a sharp point in the inner corner and start bringing the colour upward in little flicks. Don't forget to bring the colour down and around on the lower lid and blend this out. The easiest way to do this next part is to tilt your head and look into a mirror, and we're just going to create some flicks on the lower lid and then create even more of these on the upper lid too so that they almost connect to the corner of the eyebrow. Next, for the centre of the lid, we're going to be following the natural crease line, but you don't want to go all the way to the centre of the lid. Just keep this to the outer corners. You want to blend it out, and again do it very roughly. Don't forget the inner corner. Reapply the shimmery eyeshadow in the centre. And now with a glitter eyeliner, we're going to apply this in the inner corner just underneath the point that we've created. And again, don't be neat, this has to look as if it was neat at some point, but then eventually smudged. And then taking that same blush that we used at first, we're going to be applying this in the inner and outer corner of the eye. And just where the crease would be. And then once you've done this, finish off with some wispy lashes, and we're just going to be applying a few red rhinestones, a few black rhinestones, and then the same glitter that we applied in the inner corner, just dotted around the rhinestones. The lips, I'm going to be using a mulberry colour, and I'm going to completely change the shape of my lips. I'm going to create a sharp point on the cupid's bow, and then for the lips I'm going to draw out in the corner and then connect that to the cupid's bow. On the lower lip, start a little bit further in than what you would normally do, and really exaggerate the curve. We want to go well underneath the lip line when we get right to the centre at the bottom. Fill in the whole lip. Once you've filled in the lips, just connect the edges, and don't forget to make the corner of the lip a very sharp point. You want to move on to a really bright red lipstick and apply that all over the lips, but we're going to blend this in because if we just have it like this, it can look a little bit ridiculous. So taking a dark mulberry lipstick, we're just going to create a little gradient in the centre of the lips and in the corner of the lips, and blending in any of the edges. Last thing you want to do is apply an excessive amount of gloss, as much as you can fit on your lips pretty much. Finish off with a black wig, maybe some lace bunny ears and some bright red nails. And that's it. You're done.